Hey there, everybody. It's Noah Adcock Howard. We're about 6 weeks out from our 2022 season. We already got an eye on 2023. And in case you didn't hear, we've got ourselves a new head coach. We're here with Casey Brown, who's going to be leading us next summer. How you doing, Casey?
What's up, Noah? I'm glad to be here, and yeah, I'm excited. I wish we could start the summer already.
You and me both. It was a real good year this past summer, but it's gonna be a lot more fun as we get going. And I'm sure a lot of people recognize you from being around as the assistant in 22. But if you don't mind just kind of expanding on your background, who you are, what you're doing this year, and what you kind of have done in the past.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, my background, I've been a lot of different places. I played junior college ball down in South Georgia, and I played Division II ball here at Georgia College, where I am now GAing this year, actually. So yeah, just can't get enough of it, obviously. So my first experience with the CPL is I was on a temp contract with the Wilmington Sharks way back in the day. I think in 2017. Yeah. Didn't play that much. Kind of got my doors blown off. Wasn't good enough, in my opinion. But it was a great learning experience, and really opened my eyes that the CPL is a really good league with a lot of good players. Then I got my second go round with Fayetteville, who's no longer a team in the CPL, and that was in the summer of 2019, and that was an awesome experience. It was a long summer. It was a grind, but by the end of the summer, wow, it was a really good feeling, and it ended up being a really good summer for me. And I stay in contact with those dudes to this day. So if I can help pay that forward with the next generation of CPL guys, that's what I'm here for.
You've certainly been around this league a while. You've seen a lot of different teams. What brought you back to Lexington specifically?
Yeah, Lexington's awesome. I think Lexington, not that it's a gold mine, but just the combination of the local talent around the area, and then the combination. I know you and I have talked about this a bunch with, there are a lot of really, really good schools in the state of South Carolina. There are a bunch of D1s, and it's really competitive because it's a smaller state, obviously. But getting back to Lexington specifically, it's just a really good area. You got Lake Murray right here that can draw guys in. The Shanahans, obviously, really thankful for the ownership. They've been here a long time. So there's a lot of loyalty and very family oriented culture that's been in place. And I think that's why Lexington's been successful, as obvious as evidence. We won CPL Organization of the Year, and we're looking to repeat that next summer, obviously. But yeah, I mean, Lexington's a great spot. Why wouldn't you want to be here?
Don't have any kind of disagreement from me. Organization of the year for a reason, but it was both of our first times in Lexington this past summer, and I think it was good for both of us. But
yeah, exactly. No, hey, yeah, we're going back for a reason, right?
exactly. So we're glad to have you back. And I think one of the things that in your time as the assistant, one of the things that impressed me was, despite the fact that there were players older than you, everybody really gravitated to your style, and you had the connection with the players while also still having that authority position. And it was never questioned that you were the leader. So how would you describe your coaching style, and how do you connect with those players?
Yeah, I guess I would subscribe to the notion, the old saying that, no one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. So, I mean, just really a continuous effort to just let the guys know that I'm here for them, whether that's extra BP or extra fungos, or, hey, we need to go snack some lunch. I want to really get to know them on the personal level. And then I think that stuff really translates to the field, and they're much more ready to listen or ready to be coached in a way that they wouldn't necessarily be open to before. So just, getting to know these guys one-on-one, let them know that, I'll give the shirt off my back for them. And that's what I'm here for, to make them better on and off the field. And I think we got some buy-in with that. It was awesome.
I think you're right, because you said earlier, part of what makes the Blowfish who they are is that family atmosphere. And I think the players realizing that you extended that from the front office to the field made it feel like everybody on the team still had that family that they were a part of.
Yeah, 110%. Yep. And that comes from the top down. And I want to help, bridge that gap. And, I want everybody to know everybody in the front office's name, and the players to know everybody get along well. And then, more interaction with the fans, and just, it all feeds on itself, and everybody has a better time. And then that ends up translating to more wins on the field.
And we're certainly looking for a lot more of those. And I think one of the things that was a bit strange about last year is it was Fico's team and then it became JJ's team, but there were still times in the second half where it was your team or Matt Rivera's team, just depending on who all was available to coach that day. So now that it's yours and only yours for next coming summer, what do you think that's going to look like? How does things change when it's Casey Brown's squad?
Yeah, that's a good question. No, I'm really thankful, first of all, for Fico and JJ showing me the ropes, and Rivera as well. Rivera, he and I bounce a lot of ideas off of each other. But Fico and JJ, I owed them a lot, and I learned a whole bunch in a really short amount of time. So I got to give them a shout out first. For me, I don't want to reinvent the wheel. I just want to, build off, what we started to do at the end of last year, at the end of last summer. Want guys that are going to compete, and if they don't compete, then we will hold them accountable. But at the same time, we're here to have fun, so we're always riding the fine line of, hey, take it seriously, but okay, this is summer ball, it should be the time of your life. So, just constantly riding that fine line, but we're going to get after it, and we're going to have fun. We're going to fly around, and it's going to be a great summer.
That kind of atmosphere that you said is it's competitive, but it is so much fun. I feel like that defines the Coastal Plain in a nutshell. And you, because you're coaching now, but you spent a lot of time as a player. I'm sure you had a lot of experience with other guys that went to different leagues. What, in your opinion, differentiates the CPL from everything else?
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, in my opinion, outside of the Cape, why wouldn't you want to come in the CPL? You know what I mean? Maybe a little biased, obviously, but no, it's a really good league. And I haven't had the experience of, going to all the different ones in the Northwoods and Alaska. I don't know. There are great places everywhere, obviously. But, I really do think the family atmosphere that we have in Lexington, I think I've kind of found that common denominator in all the other organizations, in Macon and in, goodness, Holly Springs and Wilmington. Wilmington's crazy. They pack out the place a lot. So I think that family oriented culture shows up in every single ballpark that we've been to.
I think you're right. And I think no matter how the league changes, like you said, you played for Fayetteville, it's not there anymore. Regardless of what teams come in and out, that really becomes the common denominator, and it makes you feel it regardless of where you go.
Yep, 100%. Well said.
So with you coming back, I know you didn't get a lot of time to really stop and breathe between being at the field with the Blowfish or doing what you were doing with the Gamecocks across town. But what were your favorite parts about being in Lexington in the Columbia area when you finally got time to step away from the ballpark?
Yeah, for sure. Well, first I got to give a shout out to my family, my cousin Jay Brown. I stayed with he and his wife and their kids all summer. They live in Lexington area, really involved in the community. And they're awesome people. So they opened up their home to me. I just texted them randomly. It's like, hey, can I come stay with y'all for the summer? And they're just like, yeah, sure, come on. So really thankful for them. They're definitely at the top of the list. Let's see. Oh, goodness. I don't know. I worked all summer. I don't know. It was crazy. No, I got up to the lake a couple times. Went and played some pickleball a couple times. Got to watch my cousin go play. He was playing in the Irmo Little League, so kind of got involved in that a couple weekends. That was fun. So, yeah, that's all I got for you.
Just keeping that family ties in the ballpark and off. Just really seems like that runs for you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it all ties in. It comes full circle.
All right, and then just one last thing, and we'll let you go. I know it's about 8 months out, but if you wanted to leave the fans with one thing from you as a message to them, what would that be?
Just bring the energy. We're going to bring the energy on the field. So just off the field in the stands, y'all better bring the energy too. And it's going to feed on each other, and it's going to be awesome. That's all I got. I'm looking forward to it.
So are we. It was a pleasure having you this past summer, but now that you're in charge, things going to take it to a whole nother level in 2023.
Let's go. No, I appreciate you. No, you're the man.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot for your time, Mr. Coach. We appreciate it, and we'll see you again this summer.
Yes, sir. Go Blowfish.